First off, the crowd was awesome. Just a ton of appreciation for all the people that go into getting everybody there, from the teachers and principals, the school systems, our marketing department, my staff. A lot of work goes in behind the scenes to fill it up like that. And I think, I don't know the number, but that's got to be about as big as we've had in that Kids Day game. So it was loud, man, and a lot of fun, and who wouldn't want to play in that environment? I thought our players responded. The plan was to press early and often. We turned them over, played from defense to offense, and we took care of the ball, even at a very hectic pace, which was a big part of that. And then I especially like my team's response to a couple challenges at halftime. We came in, tied with them at the half on the boards, and clearly went, I think, plus 13 in the second half, and then we only had 10 assists, and I thought we needed to move the ball a little bit better, so to have 14 in the second half was good. So all in all, really happy with the win, clearly, and you get out of it unscathed, and now it gets real. So we're looking forward to moving on.
Yeah. Kind of question for all of you. You already touched on the crowd. Over 4,000 people, I believe 16 elementary schools in attendance. That's as loud as I've ever heard the arena before. Covered all throughout last year, even field trip day last year. What was that kind of like playing, and then even coaching for that as well?
That was awesome to play in. That's probably one of the loudest arenas I've been in. So, it's just really exciting to have the support there and be able to mingle with the kids and see how excited they get. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the energy is just like contagious when they're all there screaming their heads off. So it's great.
My big thing, and the reason that we started this like way back at my previous institution, and I say started it, we didn't invent this. I'm not trying to say that, but like my hope is, 3,000 kids sitting there watching us play. Man, if there's one or two that watches something that, ignites a fire in them and says, you know what, I want to do that one day. Or they drive through a campus and they see Ball State and say, man, that's what I want to do. I want to be there one day. Then all the work is worth it. The byproduct is who we get to play in front of, and the crowd and the atmosphere and all that. But you hope that these kids see what these young ladies are doing out on the floor and say, you know what, I want to do that one day. And they start, going home to mom and dad and saying, all right, how can I go be Anna Clefane? How can I go be Marie Kiefer? And that's how these guys started. They saw it, something ignited, and they went to work. So for me, it's way bigger than just having an awesome crowd, but so thankful for the people that got behind this and were excited about doing it. And it can only get bigger. So we're looking forward to hopefully 5,000 next year.
Yeah. Talk about defense. Obviously, I noticed the press defense. I know you talked about wanting to do that, the full court press and the trap as well. And 26 forced turnovers in the first half alone. I guess I'll ask you first. Is obviously I know that's the approach you want to go with. How fulfilling was it to see such great success?
No, it's good, and clearly we should be able to press them. And I told the team afterwards, like, now the challenge is, can we do this on Thursday, and can we do it on Sunday? I want to play this way more. When you go and you get in foul trouble, like we did at Tennessee Tech, you can't press. So it really limited what we have the ability to do. And I think with our depth, this is a good way to play. So, we're a good offensive team, but when we turn teams over and go get free ones, we're a really good offensive team. And so, I'd like to see more of this. Clearly, it gets a little bit more difficult to do, but it's got to be more of a mindset as a team. And I like my team's aggressiveness in this defense, and I like 30 at the front of it. She played with a ton of energy today, and we fed off of it.
Yeah. Kind of talk about playing with that energy, and I'll ask this for Marie and Anna. Obviously, last year you guys wanted to play very fast pace. It's the same this year, especially with the press and all that. How beneficial is that to your guys' game and the team's success in general?
I think it's super beneficial for a lot of us. Like, we have people who can distribute, and we have people who can get out and run. And I think the faster we play, the more fun it is too. Like, we're getting into it, we're getting excited, and everyone plays fast and we're playing fast.
Yeah.
We have fast, we push the ball, we have people who go out to the free three-point line and shoot, and then people that go to the rim, and it's just, we like going fast.
Yeah. Obviously, you touched on rebounds as well. Last game, you guys won the rebounding battle, didn't win the game. This time, you do both. A lot of offensive boards as well. Each of you had a great rebounding game. It's kind of something that, again, touched on a lot last year, and that's a big MO of the team. How important is getting those rebounds, especially the offensive ones? That's for anyone.
Yeah, I mean, so again, it's similar to turning teams over, right? So you're a good offensive team to start with, and then you go get free ones, turn them over. You go get second chance opportunities, going to rebound. It just makes you that much better. And the biggest thing for us, again, so far, and I know it's early with this group, but I love my group's buy-in to the challenges. So we played, close scrimmage, we played an exhibition and didn't rebound the ball great. And we challenged them. We didn't go in and do crazy drills. We, like old school, like, okay, let's go throw the ball up and, let's go beat the hell out of each other for 2 hours and do it that way. It was very cerebral. Okay, we got to do this, and we're going to hold you accountable to it. And they said, okay. And you see, Marie had 8 offensive rebounds. And it just, you're talking about contagious energy. Alex had 4, Annie had 3, Anna had 4. So if we can add that to the arsenal, and still turn teams over and all that kind of stuff, like, we're going to put up a bunch of points. And I think when we do that with the way we're defending on top of it, that's a good equation.
Yeah. You talked about the buy-in culture and like challenging the team, and you guys respond. Can you guys talk to me a little bit about kind of the process there and how you guys are all so willing to buy in?
Yeah, I think it stems from like our love for each other and our competitiveness. And if you put a task in front of us, then we're gonna get it done. And like he said, like he came in at halftime, we were struggling with rebounds, we go out there and we change it. And so I think it's really important for us to be able to have a goal and then conquer that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a super close team, so I think we all like know what we want, and at the end of the day, we all like put it all into like the game, and we're gonna get there.
Yeah. One area that I guess I've seen a little bit of a struggle from in the first 2 games of the year is 3-point shooting. Obviously, you guys like to shoot the 3, and you were successful with that last season. Hasn't been great the first 2 games of the season. I guess, is that a concern, or is it kind of, first 2 games we get it figured out? Yeah. And I guess I'll also ask about the depth. We talked about how deep this team is, and now Estelle's back. She came on the court, big ovation, things like that. I mean, how beneficial is adding even just that one more piece to this already very deep team?
Yeah, just I don't know, a couple days ago she got released, fully, and so I wasn't sure how I was going to handle it. She's practiced full go, I don't know, 3 or 4 times maybe, not much. So I didn't want to send her out there and the lungs start coming into play there a little bit. She's got to get her feet under her a little bit, but I wanted to, get her out there and let the sweat break, and just get a feel for it and get comfortable out there. And so it, just for me, like, it feels awfully good to have a full roster that's all playing. And like I said, I mean, this team is close. A couple of them yell at each other a little bit, but we fight through that a little bit. Just some roommates that I know that get after each other. But so like for us, like it does mean something when Estelle hits the floor.
Right.
It does mean something when Anna's back on the floor. It's not just, oh, okay, we got a full roster. There's a special group out there that, and you see it like with the way we play. You know, you see maybe, you know, somebody struggling somewhere and somebody comes in for them and they pick them up. You know, and it's not necessarily who rebounds, it's if we rebound. You know, it's not who takes care of the ball, it's, you know, it's that we do. And so that's the part with this group. It's, you know, we've got a lot of bullets in the gun this year. You know, the tough part for me is finding playing time for everybody. And so it's a good problem to have, and you know, the alternative would suck. But it just, again, it's heartwarming, to be honest with you, to just see all 12 of them able to play and playing well.
Yeah. Is that kind of the same for you as well? I mean, like you guys said, you guys are a close team, and now you have the last member back, and it's a returner that you guys know still well. Talk to me a little bit about not only having her back, but having such a deep team.
I mean, we all love basketball, like that's why we're here, so of course we're gonna want her to play, even if she's hurt. But, we just, yeah.
It's just super exciting. I don't think I've ever, the 5 years I've been here, been on a team where every single person on the roster can play. I don't think that's an accurate fact. So it's really cool to like have a full team and everyone's like full go, and it's a lot of trust that we have in each other, and I think that anyone on that bench could be on the court and I would have trust in them, so that's really exciting.
Yeah. I guess just lastly, 2 big in-state games this week. Butler Thursday at home, and then Notre Dame Sunday in South Bend. Talk to me a little bit about, I guess, the importance of those in-state games against big programs, and then also kind of the expectations for the season in general. That can be for all 3.
Okay. Yeah, we're stoked for this week. It's a big week for us, and to be able to kind of work our way up to the games that we're playing, it's exciting. I think we're ready and we're prepared to do it, so getting there will be really good this week.
Yeah, it's a really big week, so we just need to prepare, and we're gonna get there.
Just another game.
There you go.
I mean, you know, like this was a big game for us. You know, and now we turn around and you know, we've got two-day prep to get ready to play Butler, and so we'll go through the same process and everything that way, and you know, we're looking forward to hitting the floor, and we need a big crowd. We need a crowd to get behind this team and come in and you know, support the Ball State Butler rivalry, and I'm hoping that it does build to a rivalry.
Yeah.
It hadn't been much of one, but we're more than willing, and we're ready for that. And then when that gets done, I'll look at the schedule and figure out who we're playing next.
Yeah.
And that's really the process. And, it's a little tongue-in-cheek, but if you get too far ahead of yourself and you forget the process of getting better every single day, you're going to get lost in the season. And we won't do that.
Yeah. I guess this might be a silly question, but was it any different preparing for an 11 a.m. game start, or is that any different than?
I wish we could play them all at 11. I mean, I hate sitting around all day waiting for games. And, you know, like for that, like, I mean, they lift at 6 in the morning. I mean, we practice like during, so like honestly, it's harder mentally at 6:30 at night or 7 o'clock at night to sit there all day, because we usually aren't functioning on the court at that time except on game day.
Right.
I guess, you know, maybe a smarter coach would practice at that time sometimes, but I don't think anybody would like that. So, yeah, I don't know, I mean, how they feel, but, I mean, if we could play at 9 a.m., I'd do it, you know, but, it's
Yeah.
no different once the ball goes up, is it?
No, I really like early games. I mean, less waiting to get in, get breakfast, and start shooting. I mean, I like it that way.
Yeah. I like it too. You got me out of class. So.
There you go.
I appreciate you guys.
All
That's
right.
all I got.
Okay, appreciate y'all.
I got a couple
Yes,
quick
sir.
ones for
Yep.
you if you don't mind. So,
No, have at it.
and anyone can answer this. This was also your guys' first official home game. I know you guys played the exhibition here, but in the way that it happened, you know, such a statement victory, huge win margin, and with so many fans in attendance, what does that mean for you guys as a program to be able to do it?
Well, one thing I told them, you know, we knew there was gonna be a big crowd, so we wanted to come out and like play well. We wanted to give them a reason to go home and say, hey, Mom, Dad, can we go to the game Thursday night? And it's the way you continue to build your attendance is you play well when people show up. So, yeah, I mean, it was exciting to play in front of that. We love playing at home. Playing at home's got to be important to us. You got to take care of your home court to have a good season. And so all of those things go into the resounding win today. And I think we all feel good about it. Now we're going to have to figure out a way to be better on Thursday.
Absolutely. And then players, what's it like playing in front of that, especially in your home opener? What's it like just having all that energy, watching you as you guys perform the way you did?
I mean, it's really fun. It's super exhilarating to have just the support there. And after the game, we were able to get up in the stands and have the kids like, I want to be you, like, I love you, like, give me your autograph. It's really cool to see. And I'm like, well, come back, and hopefully some of them do.
Did anybody say they wanted to be me? No?
Sure.
Yeah.
I can only comment.
Yeah. So just like she said, it's super fun, and getting to see the kids react afterwards is great, and like they just love us and we love them for coming.
I tell you, one thing that was awesome, like, is they, a lot of times in these games, they just cheer to cheer. But, like, this crowd seemed to, like, know what was going on in the game. Like, so when we would make a play, they went crazy. And so it was, like, they were into it, which was fun and very, very loud. I'm going to have to go find some Tylenol. But, you know, it's a great day.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely it was. And one thing you guys touched on it, there was a lot of intensity, aggression from start to finish. How do you maintain that kind of level of intensity? You know, you guys exemplified that with the full court press from the start to the end. How do you keep that motivation and intensity throughout, especially with the way you guys were winning on the scoreboard?
Yeah, I think for me it's really simple. It's buy-in. If they'll buy into playing this way, we can continue the aggressiveness, the toughness, and we can really build something special that way. You know, but it sounds simple, like, you know, everybody, well, who wouldn't want to press? Who wouldn't want to play that way? Okay, well, you got to practice that way too. So you got to press and practice, and you got to get up and down and do all those kind of things. So it's not as easy as you think it is, and you know, but we did a good job today playing without fouling and allowing ourselves to press for the amount of time we did.
Yeah, I guess for the players, how is it keeping that intensity, and how do you guys stay motivated and keep each other motivated even when the scoreboard is as lopsided as it was?
Yeah, going off what he said, it's all about our 1-2 and having a whole team who is willing to play that hard, and we know that our defense is going to translate to our offense, and so being able to have that motivation, and we'll get a steal, then we'll be able to score, and then we can just keep going faster and faster. So.
Just like they said, it's our 1-2, and we go out there and we 1-2.
Perfect. And last one for you guys. What are the next steps moving from here? Where do you guys look to improve after, you know, winning your first or in your own opener?
Yeah, so again, I mentioned process earlier. That's real big in our program, and so, you know, we'll get in the film room tomorrow. We'll put this one to bed, and then we'll move on to Butler. You know, so they're going to present a different challenge. There's going to be a different game plan. You know, so understanding that, getting ready for that part of it, and that's really, you know, as you grind through a season, being able to come out of a game, learn from it, flip the script, and move on to the next one is important. You got to be able to do that. You can't have hangovers in a long season, and you know, so all of that is practice early in the season, being able to do those kind of things. So yeah, you know, for me, I look way more forward to that part of what we do than the actual games. So like the film I'm getting ready to go watch, and what I present to them tomorrow in the film room, and all the analytics and all the numbers that go into what we do, and then explaining, okay, here's how we get better now. That's what I love about what we do, and you know, so it'll be about 4.5 more months of that, and it's good stuff.
Absolutely. And you guys have? Anything to say just about next steps and where you go from here? Okay, cool. Well,
Beat
thank you
But-
guys.
Beat Butler, right? There you go. All right, thank you all.
Thank you, guys.